Hello, what's up and what's up? And welcome back for yet another retro game of the day, man. On every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you know you get your retro game of the day right here, baby. And I gotta apologize, I did miss you guys this past Thursday, but hey, man, the wife was home all day, so yeah, I didn't feel like doing anything. I'm gonna be real, I didn't feel like doing anything. But anyways, man, we're back here on Saturday, and we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New England Patriots, man. Now, when these two teams met in the Super Bowl, of course I was going for Philly. They got Brian Dawkins. What up, family? And of course, they had Terrell Owens and Donovan McNabb, man. But I really wanted Brian Dawkins to get a ring, man. Because if you don't know, he's never won a championship. Never. Not Pee-wee, not high school, not college. Never. So I was like, oh, man, my namesake gotta win it. He gotta win a championship. But of course, New England, they got the job done in the Super Bowl. And then after that, all heck broke loose. You had T.O., you know, saying that Donovan McNabb was out of shape and he wasn't ready for the big game and he was nervous. He was throwing up on himself. And Donovan McNabb, he did throw up on himself. I saw it. I mean, I'm sure that you guys saw it too. If you didn't, there's pictures of it. Go Google it or something. Donovan McNabb, he was blowing chunks during the Super Bowl. And like they were down, Philly was down 2 scores, and Donovan McNabb was hacking up, like 5 minutes left, and you're thinking like you got to start hurrying up, you know what I mean? T.O., he had a big game, he had 11 catches, so did Deion Branch, I believe they both had 11 catches in the game at the time, or it still is a Super Bowl record. No, I believe Jordy Nelson broke that record. I'm not quite sure, but it might still stand. 11 catches in the Super Bowl for Deion Branch and for Terrell Owens, as Deion Branch makes a catch right there, right on cue. But again, I was going for Philly because, again, Brian Dawkins, look, I love my man Brian Dawkins, but also I didn't like the Patriots only because Tom Brady was so great, only because Bill Belichick was such a great coach, and they started comparing them to my favorite team, the 49ers of the 80s, man. And to me, the 49ers of the 80s is the greatest dynasty of all time, but I'm biased. So don't rip my head off in the comment section. I'm biased. But you think about Joe Montana, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. You know what I mean? 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in 4 Super Bowl games in the 80s. And he won all 4 of those Super Bowl games in the 80s. Now, I was the same way with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. As soon as Kobe won, 2 championships, they started comparing them to Michael. Now, of course, their game is very, very similar. But to start comparing this young dude, right, Kobe, Froby, with Michael Jordan, it's like, pump your brakes. First of all, like when Michael started off, Michael didn't start off with like another dynamic player. And let's not forget that Shaq was the main dude in LA at the time, and it wasn't Kobe. And let's not forget that, Kobe came out of high school. He didn't spend 3 years in college like Jordan did. You know what I mean? So it's always that ESPN hype train. I always just have to go against what everybody does. You know what I mean? MySpace is in. Yeah, remember MySpace way back in the day? I wasn't feeling MySpace. I was like, I ain't doing MySpace. Heck no, I ain't doing it. And then I get one. You know what I mean? Everybody's on Facebook. I'm not doing Facebook, and then I get one. You know what I mean? So I'm that type of person where I always have to go against what is popular. So again, the reason why I say that I didn't want Tom Brady and the Patriots to win is because everybody picked them to win. Everybody has always picked them to win. And of course, I don't want him to inch up any closer to what Joe Montana has done. And I felt like if he won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, then he will be like right there. But then of course time goes on, and we see the losses in the Super Bowls. We see the the recent struggles without a great defense in New England anymore. You know what I mean? And on the inside, I'm like, yes. You know what I mean? On the inside, I'm like, yes. When Kobe lost his first finals, I'm like, yes. When LeBron lost his first finals, I'm like, yes. Because then it's like, you can't touch him. I don't care what nobody says. You can't touch him. Because, in my opinion, to go undefeated in the biggest game, of your sport, and, to do it in the fashion that Michael and Joe Montana have done it in, you know what I mean? It's like, it's something special. Because, again, Joe Montana, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 0. You know what I mean? He threw 5 versus Denver. Then Steve Young in '94. He threw 6 to break Joe Montana's record. Mike Shanahan, who was the offensive coordinator at the time, he wanted Steve Young to do it. He really did. They both had something against Joe Montana. I don't know why. It's okay though. But anyways, man, all I know is that if it wasn't for Colin Kaepernick, my quarterbacks for the 49ers would have been perfect in the Super Bowl, man, because Colin Kaepernick is the first Niners quarterback to throw an interception in the Super Bowl ever. And that broke my heart. That broke my heart more than the loss. Because on the first play of the game, or the first series of the game, we came out and we had like an illegal procedure. We lined up illegally, and I'm like, okay, this team is not ready to play. And then, of course, the Niners go down to the Ravens. So it was like, what, 23 to like nothing or something like that? Like, we were down by like 3-4 scores by the time halftime came around. And then we come out of the first half, or we come out of halftime, and, of course, Jacoby Jones takes the opening kickoff for the second half to the crib. And then, of course, the lights go out, and that literally... That like really got us back into the game. Like if the power doesn't go out, we probably get blown out. But luckily the power did go out and we got back into the game. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's finally get into the gameplay. Just wanted to, talk football just for a little bit. Just want to talk football just for a little bit, baby. But we're down by 7. Philly is down. New England, I don't know if you saw that first touchdown, but that was some straight cheese. Michael Lewis, he had an interception right there and the ball just went right past him. That's that Tom Brady cheese if you ask me. I'm just saying, that's that Tom Brady cheese. But right here, we're going to find T.O. and Terrell Owens. He's going to pick up the big first down. He give it to Brian Westbrook, one of my favorite running backs of all time. One of the greatest running backs in Philadelphia Eagles history, if not the greatest. I know a lot of people like Deuce Staley, but I like me some Brian Westbrook. Anyways, Donovan looking. Donovan throw. We're going to find Lewis over the middle to move those chains. Now, the biggest problem was we punt. Excuse me. I was going to say that we went 3-0, but we didn't. We had to punt on our first drive, and as you can see, we haven't been able to stop New England on defense. So that's the issue. We haven't been able to stop New England with our Philadelphia defense. So right here, we're going to find T.O. again. One thing I love about ESPN 2K5 is that you really had to get your stars involved. Not saying like if you didn't get them involved and all of a sudden they would be unhappy. That would be cool if that happened. But like they would, start fussing for the ball. But like the other players really like suck. So you really had to get the ball to your TOs and your Deion Branches at the time and stuff like that. And of course the big boss, Randy Moss. But anyways, we're going to find Lewis over the middle. And Lewis, he's going to pick up a solid game. He's going to pick up the first down, move those chains. Donovan, he's going to hand the ball off to Westbrook. And Westbrook's going to get around the outside, man. Now, a long time ago, when Donovan McNabb's number got retired, I was shocked. I was like, really? Because to me, he was a good quarterback, but wasn't a great quarterback. You know what I mean? And I feel like Philly retired his number just because of like how he got drafted, how the Philly fans booed him and this and that. Then they ship him off to Washington. It's like, you did get us to 5 NFC Championship games. You did get us to a Super Bowl, as I hate tapping the freaking A button to make the dude run fast. That's the only thing that I really do dislike about this game. But anyways, like, I was like, why are they retiring his number? Like, to me, Donovan wasn't that great. And to me, you have to be great to get your number retired. But hey, it is what it is, man. It's 14-14, 2 minutes left. Mr. Tom Brady, a.k.a. Mr. Perfect, is dropping back the pass, and he's going to find Troy Brown. And Troy Brown picks up a first down. So again, we had to get a stop and watch this run by Corey Dillon. Corey Dillon is geeking to cut it back up the middle of the field and pick up a huge first down. 10 carries, 51 yards. They give it back to Corey Dillon and we stop him. We use our last timeout. You see Brian Dawkins right there calling the timeout. That's our last timeout. So if we keep him out of the end zone, we have a chance to just go down and kick a field goal. We probably should have tried to let them score because then we would have had more time to tie it up with a touchdown. But I was thinking maybe 23 seconds is enough time to get in field goal range. And I proved to be wrong because on the very first play we get sacked. So we have to hurry back to the line just to throw this thing up to Terrell Owens, hoping that he can do something, and it's going to end up getting intercepted by Ty Law. And that's going to wrap this one up. Hope you guys enjoyed today's retro game of the day. Donovan McNabb, he didn't. He's all butthurt throwing his helmet and stuff like that. Tom Brady, he's happy though. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, I enjoyed bringing it to you. Hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day. And I'm going to see y'all later. Peace. Hot sauce.